ultimately an advisory committee and community workshops and surveys with the anticipated completion of that master plan at some point in August of this year. And if you want more information, it's available at youthandfamilies@nola.gov. As I mentioned, the focus groups are convening next month, and the surveys and the continuation of the plan creation will continue in coming months. All right, and on to green space improvement projects that are under construction. So we currently have the Joseph Bartholomew Municipal Golf Course storm shelters, accommodation storm shelters and restrooms. That construction is at substantial completion, which we're thrilled about. The picture in the lower left-hand corner shows the current state of those storm shelter bathrooms. So there will be two spaced at various points at the Joe Bartholomew Golf Course. We also have bond-funded Washington Square improvements that you can identify, that you can read here, focused to improve drainage, walkways, plantings, and furnishings, and soil remediation. Also, we're working with the RTA to relocate the George Washington statue from the New Orleans Public Library's main library to Washington Square Park. Also, we have work that is being done on Armstrong Park to repair the lagoons. That is under contract as well. And then we're currently bidding for Jackson Square work to replace Hurricane Ida damaged lighting and benches, as well as repairing the granite benches on St. Roch Art Walk. And we're working with our partners at Friends of the Lafitte Greenway and NORD to restore the bioswales along the Lafitte Greenway. And that will allow for the bioswales along the Greenway that for years have been overgrown and unmaintained to have an opportunity for NORD and Friends of the Lafitte Greenway to restore them. And so we're working directly with them on that. And on to upcoming green space improvement projects. So we initially had a $4 million pool of citywide green space enhancement bond funding. And as I mentioned, we spent about $1 million of that on the citywide tree planting project. And so the remaining balance is going towards a variety of improvements that focus on long-standing infrastructure improvements to parks across the city, whether it's concrete repair, replacing trees, adding benches, trash can work, replacement, down to flagpole replacement at McDonough Memorial Park. And we have listed here the parks that we've identified. We're currently working on that package so that it can go out to bid in the coming months. We have a base bid, we have ad alternates as well, and we're working, our landscape architects are working to put together that bid package so that we can get that out at some point this year. We're also coordinating with capital projects to develop plans for the multipurpose fields at Brechtel Golf Course. Councilmember King, we recently met with you to address that, and we'll continue to work with you on that. Also, our green space partnership projects. We continue our work with the Hellis Foundation to permit and approve the Borgia Street Sculpture Exhibition, the upcoming Prospect 6 New Orleans, the Bayou Road Streetscape and Andrew Calliope Park Restoration and Enhancement Project. We're working with the Bayou Road Business Association and Broad Community Connections for a CEA that will revitalize that corridor, as well as our street tree planting projects with our various partners, in this case Soul and Pontchartrain Park in the Algiers neighborhoods, and then our tree giveaways in partnership with the NOLA Tree Project. And the last slide covers the potential for green space creation. And listed here are a number of projects ranging from small triangular neutral ground, such as 2553 St. Bernard Avenue, to much larger projects. There's Willow Creek in New Orleans East, where we are looking to either open up public space to the public and make them additional passive parks, or revitalize and restore smaller spaces that are in need of sidewalk restoration, the addition of benches and trees. We're also working with Councilmember Harris and property management at the Keller Center and looking at adding green space to that as that comes back online in partnership with community members to reopen the Keller Center and adding green space in the rear section of that facility. And that concludes our presentation.
Thank you, Director Karam. Any questions? Any online comments? None? Okay. We have 2 public comment cards. Yes, Mr. Marsala and Mr. Burnside. Yeah. I think Mr. Marsala clocked in first, Mr. Burns. He did. I know. I don't. Yes, go ahead. Thank you all.
I'll look forward to hearing your comments. Sometimes I'm learning a lot from everything you have to say. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for putting us on the agenda. I'll add some information that I've learned over the past, I guess I'm shorter, few weeks. I believe there's 63 million acres nationwide of open space. It's called the Alliance for Open Space Trust. There's a big agenda nationwide to keep open space. And we have our Planning Commission rezoned in 2015 4.3 acres of West End Lakeshore Park to mixed use. And it seems that goes against everything we've been hearing today about the need to keep open space and plant trees in parks. Why would we give up something that we have when we're looking to add new parks and we're turning one over to restaurants when the feasibility study said those areas were saturated with restaurants already? The residents would prefer to keep the open space. I met with Senator Cassidy twice. He's talked about that 50 million that's available. That it's only 10 million a year for 5 years. We've lost 1 year. I'd like to see that move. There are a lot of nonprofits, the Pontchartrain Conservatory, the Audubon Society, and other avenues to partner with nonprofits to take this and make it a wildlife habitat and use it for education on climate change and how we need to plant more trees throughout the state, because there's a huge pelican colony there. Students could come and see it, and it'd be great to inspire people to do some of the other tree planting that we've heard about today that needs to be done. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Burnside.